Well, we don't have music, Jana, but it's a good thing you brought that up. Hi, everybody. Doug Fields, Josh Griffin, and one-time only funny Jana last week.
Yes. She won't be funny this week because Matt's going to be here any minute.
Did you know that they promoted the show on iTunes or something like that as the one show Jana's been funny at?
Oh, wow.
Oh, Andy, Chris.
Speaking the truth in love,
I just got my text from McGill, said he's on his way. So,
all right.
I think what we ought to do is we ought to listen to the podcast intros that were created for us, and we judge without Matt.
That's his penalty for being late today.
Well, yeah, he can't have. Plus, he would be mean to the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want him to be. So we got about 10 in. Is that correct? About 10 in, and then Chris and Andy have narrowed it down to
top three.
Top three. So we're not even hearing the 5 to 7.
The riffraff is gone. We're in the top three. We're in the semifinals.
Hey, that's how we are as award-winning show. Before we were award-winning show,
we had to listen to them all.
Oh yeah, but now
that we're award-winning.
We stroll in.
Not clientele. What are we? Award-winning. We are the what?
Producers, podcasters.
We're talent.
Yes, we're talent.
Takes a lot of talent to sit here.
We're the award-winning talent. So they have narrowed 3 jingles down.
Here we go.
You're just joining us. We're having a contest. We've had a jingle for a long time. Does the winner get anything?
Yeah, they get 2 free entries to National Youth Ministry Conference.
2 free tuitions to the National Youth Ministry Conference, February 27th through March 2nd.
Could we get some free air conditioning in here?
Hey,
nope, they've canceled that.
After what he told me last week because after the show I said to Andy, I said, man, I feel like we pitched a lot of products. I don't want to do that. We haven't done that since day one.
Yeah.
He says, do you know how much bandwidth is costing it? And then he told me, I said, all right, pitch products.
Here we go. Go buy small groups from start to finish, everybody. All right. So here we go. We're going to listen to the top 3 here.
The top 3.
All right. So, number 3.
This is the first one.
In no order, right?
No order, okay.
And we don't tell who they're by, so we're not biased.
We don't talk over it.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one.
So wait.
It's time for the award-winning Simply Youth Ministry podcast with Doug, Matt, Josh, and Jana.
I'm going to give that a score from 1 to 100.
Okay. Wait.
Wow.
I have to, because then after 3, I'm going to forget what this one was.
Kids cheering feels familiar to me. When I usually walk in, they all just go, "Wah!" So that
Those
feels
are
good.
little kids.
But I don't like the order. I think it should go Doug, Josh, Jana, Matt. I don't like Matt being number 2. I don't think that's... So I'm gonna give this one a low score.
Oh, man.
I'm just happy you said Jana and not Jane. So
You're just happy with A. You're in the
all right.
Wait,
that was good.
You're not even going to tell us what your score was.
No, I got to wait for all 3.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to just rate all 3.
What happened to Doug and Friends?
no, come on, we have identities.
That's exactly true.
That's
exactly true, my friend.
Here's another one.
Number 2.
Just enough youth ministry without feeling guilty. It's Doug Fields' Simply Youth Ministry podcast.
Oh, we didn't even get the Friends bit on there. It was Doug Fields' Simply Youth Ministry.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one's actually from the future. That's next year's show. Someone sent that one back in time.
Mixed reviews, too, on what they like better, the first one or the second one.
Oh, first one.
Can
I
they
think
see
is the
your
front runner
dance
so
moves,
far.
though?
Actually, we could have done 4.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Do the
Matt's still
4th.
not here. Let's go.
So, yeah, Matt's still not here. Okay, so we'll make it the top 4. Here's another.
Okay.
This is the Simply Youth Ministry podcast. Leadership, vision, unity, small group, resources, media, questions, comments, reviews, ministry. It all starts now.
Oh, I like that. The female voice, very
Yeah,
nice.
I
Good
agree.
change. Wow. All right, that's the front runner for me. But I'm not going to bias anybody who's voting by saying anything
I
out
already got
loud.
my score down.
Okay.
And the
I'm glad there's
zero.
4. I'm glad there's 4.
And here's the last one.
Are you ready?
Are
Are you ready? Are you ready to pot it up?
Let's go. Let's have fun.
Peekcast it. This is the Simply Youth Ministry Podcast with Doug Fields.
I think it's going to be a 4-shoulder touch.
Matt McGill.
Nothing says loving like a muffin.
Josh Griffin.
The internet is a hotbed of activity.
And Jana Sardi.
It's there.
Oh, there we go. What did you bring in? I missed that with the last one.
Oh, that
was
is
good.
great.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sure, because it's my favorite.
We'll just give it to Matt if that chooses the winner. We'll just show Matt the winner.
Now I have to say that the minivan is here, by the way.
Oh.
Not to influence voting.
Okay.
But that last one,
Yep.
the guy said he will make 10 of them leading up to the 100th show. So we can have a new one each show.
Oh, wow.
Leading up to show 100.
There's,
That's great.
do you think there's any way? Wow.
You know what I'm laughing at, though? McGill just sent a Twitter. Podcast is about to start. Tune in, www.brazel.cash.com. That is, you guys got to admit, his Vanja tweets are so dumb.
They are. If you are not on twitter.com/Matt McGill, you're missing out.
That was actually a legit funny. All right, here's my rating system.
Okay, here we go.
First one, I gave it an 83%. I liked it. I liked the cheering at the end.
Yeah.
They were all excellent.
They're
They're all
very good.
Anything above 80 is, in my book, like when I review Jana, she's high 60s. She's my favorite staff.
I was gonna say we aren't even gonna go into ours. It's not good.
The second, like the hip hop. The problem with the hip hop though is Andy started dancing to it, and so that dropped the score a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Down.
I still,
Down.
because he didn't mention you guys' names, I
Right.
gave
You
him
like
an
it.
85.
That helped. That helped him there.
The third one with the female voice, that
I like that one.
up to that point was my favorite. Ladies and gentlemen,
until the
there you go.
voice?
Oh,
No,
the
because
future of
here's
the
the
church.
deal. We start without you, so you're coming in midstream. The third one.
You started with the podcast, that's a real start.
Wow. Put that on, it'll help.
Is it felt like it was TV quality. Like I was ready to go for that. That got my highest score. I liked the woman's voice. I thought it was good. She had a little like creativity.
Yeah.
Sorry we didn't wait for it.
Oh.
But the last one, the creativity though, using our voices.
Yeah.
To me, I gave that a 93.
And the fact that he's going to do multiple intros, that's fun.
We all did.
Yep. Okay. Well, there it is.
Those of us who showed
do
up
you,
on
do you
time.
disagree with the scoring? I agree.
No, I agree.
I think it's perfect.
Okay.
Done. Congratulations.
Okay, now here's the deal.
Live show says 4 also.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it got it. It got
was
it.
totally
Nicely done. But you know what? The other ones, you did a great job. What I'm most excited is that Matt didn't get to hear them, so you wouldn't make negative comments on them. Here's the winner. Okay? Here's the winner. Welcome, by the way.
Welcome.
You got a new little look going? Bald head with
some
Facial hair.
Abraham Lincoln something?
It's going.
It looks like you lost a chin.
No, not yet.
No?
Close.
All right. Here we go. We missed you last week. Did you listen to the show last week?
Oh, Jana was on fire.
You didn't even go back.
All right, here we go.
We knew you
Still
would.
hot in here, though.
Okay, here's
Josh is negotiating.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to pot it up?
Let's go. Let's have fun.
Peekcast it. This is the Simply Youth Ministry Podcast with Doug Fields,
I think it's going to be a 4-shoulder touch.
Matt McGill,
Nothing says loving like a muffin.
Josh Griffin,
The internet is a hotbed of activity.
and Jana Sardi.
Podcast!
It's there.
Isn't that good?
And the bell, the classic bell at the end, too.
Nicely done. Who was it? What's his name?
Yeah.
His name David Moore.
David Moore.
Congratulations,
Nicely done.
David.
All the other ones suck compared to that one.
No, they were all good. And here's the thing that he said, Matt. He's going to do one each week up until episode 100. So this is
So
episode
starting
89.
next week.
So he's going to do 10
Yeah.
more. And I have. Here's what I thought as I read some of the emails today. Is
Let me share that. Why have we got a new configuration, by the way? I don't like being separated from you.
You want to switch it
This
up?
is how we sit when you're not here.
Oh,
so,
Well, and so, now that you're here, we could change.
no,
Well, you don't have to. I'm just saying that.
Just if I touch you on the shoulder, you have to touch
I'll go ahead and just put my hand on Matt now. Just please.
Any touch means knock it off.
Matt.
Yeah.
But I thought we got to do something with the next 100 shows. That we need to do something related to. I want more audience. We got the live show, which people love the live show. We've got emails that they send in. But I was thinking, is there a... Okay, here's what I wrote down. Is there a cruise we could all go on?
Praise the Lord.
It's about time. Yes.
Okay. Is there a... Here's
no
the other
one
idea.
in 13 years of ministry experience is asking that question.
Is there a Southern California play day that we could go on? Is there a contest? Could we get back to eBay? Could we do something with...
What about Will It Burn?
Cruises.
I don't know. I just feel like... Here's what I feel like. I feel like when I talk to people that are loyal listeners, they're the people I would want to hang around with. They're the people I want around this table. No offense to you guys.
You're just saying that so that they feel like they know you.
No, that's not true. When I talk to them in person, and
Good
like,
guess.
I'm just kidding.
So they asked to come.
I gave
They
this
wanna fill in.
90-minute seminar last week in Sacramento, Matt, and I said at the very end, a guy says, "Hey, Doug, can we email you questions?" And I go, I barely have time to answer emails from my own church. I said, but I try to do this podcast every week, and there's a dude there who goes, starts, and that brought me the most joy in the whole 90 minutes. Just
What
that
was
he,
that cough?
like
The
Every week.
mocking the every week.
Like it's not every week.
yeah.
Sorry.
And I thought,
Because you're so busy.
yeah, I thought that was cool. I just went, everybody I talk to that
Yeah.
listens, I'm going, we got to do something where we engage the listeners.
Yeah, I would have focused on that one person who didn't know about the podcast.
For one, there was like 100% didn't know about the podcast.
Really?
You could
That's interesting.
tweet them right now.
I could.
Yeah.
Wait, so let's go back to the cruise idea.
Seriously.
Let's not lose
So we invite
that.
all these people. We
Well,
go on
I
a
don't
cruise.
know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. This podcast is costing Simply Youth Ministry a bunch of money, according to Andy. Matt, you weren't here last week, but it was
But
like,
Andy makes more
it
than
was,
any
it
of
was
us,
like
so
a
he can
product
do the extra.
placement. It was like a product placement bonanza.
It was.
And afterwards, we found out because we were spending a lot of money on bandwidth because we have an award-winning podcast that people are downloading.
We had a
Right.
flea market.
So I don't know how to do. I don't know how to
Is there
do.
some way we could
Swap
bid
meets.
towards it?
Swap me.
Can we do a cruise? Can we?
Yes,
Yeah.
the answer is yes.
I am
Okay.
Oh,
in.
to charge money to get?
No,
to-
just to be with
to hang out.
to be with the peeps.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that
So
we're
the
doing. We have a
podcast
contest.
costs a lot of money, so let's spend more money.
No,
people.
yes.
All of you are going to be in.
See, now you're taking my idea.
No, that is not. That doesn't count.
That's a total life community.
No.
What if we went
Columbus
on a
will be a
cruise
blast.
to Columbus?
Columbus will be a blast where everybody will be hanging with their friends. We'll do a live show. We will be.
Is Columbus the capital of something?
The new Spain.
The new Spain. The new world.
I know. I forgot what I was saying. Thanks.
It would be fun to do something to hang out with people.
Okay,
With
well,
our
okay.
listeners.
You have clearly
Okay, we need
communicated that
ideas.
intent.
Okay.
Podcast at simplyyouthministry.com. I'm just feeling like as we were thinking, what show number is this? And I thought, oh, we're approaching 100. I remember that. I didn't remember exactly what number. The next 100, we just have to do something totally different.
That is like painful to me. The next 100.
Janet,
That'll
you
be
know
about-
what? We
because
have,
you have promised
here's the
commitment.
deal. We have replaced one woman on the show.
Yeah, every 100 shows.
And Andy could
Every
easily
50
take that
shows.
seat.
Oh!
Because he's a woman. That was the bit.
Would you guys like a refreshing drink?
I
Oh,
would.
are we still on for Rick on show 100?
Rick, who?
Oh, wow.
Warren? I don't know. That's not in my pile of ideas.
But it could be now.
Has anybody emailed that to me? Because now I'm printing my own deal.
Yeah, and you're
Not
doing a
only
fantastic
this,
job.
I'm cutting, pasting, and putting more than one on.
Saving a tree.
I'm saving trees one
You're
email at a
greener
time.
in the Green Lantern.
So anyway, you guys, I don't know what it is. I just feel like we have to do something with our friends a little more than them just listening and sending in questions, and then us we get the party. I don't even believe we've said we don't even care if people listen. This is fun, but the fact is people are listening, and I want to.
Dude, everybody listening to this show does youth ministry, and that is basically one nonstop party.
That is one
Well,
party
and
after
you would
another.
know that now.
Now that I'm out, what do you guys?
I have
work?
an idea.
What do you do all
I have
week?
an idea for you.
Our Helping
I love ideas.
Hurting Youth Worker Fund that we got
$30 for?
No, we got $1,500 eventually, and the Fields matched $1,500, and we were
Oh.
able to care for a hurting youth worker who has multiple kids, was out of a
Wait a
job.
minute, you picked a hurting youth worker without consulting me?
Yeah.
No. I think I'm the one who judges who's truly hurting. How do you know they're not mentally weak?
Fair.
But now,
Joking. I didn't think that would frustrate you.
it's just the massive interruptions. I was just realizing why I liked last week's show.
Let me help you out here.
It's a tap.
Is that this guy now has just found out, just landed a job. He's working back in a church, and
that's cool.
Very excited. Very excited. He actually.
What is his story? Did you share that story last week?
I'm looking at very anonymous. Very anonymous. Just a guy who has been hurting that not choose to care for him, Matt, because I didn't get any checks from you. But we got $1,500 from our listening audience, and then we matched that and did a nice thing, and the guy is grateful and working in church.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Okay, is this going to be an ongoing thing that we're doing?
Well, I don't know. We haven't had any
because you
eBay.
kind of said that we were going to do that, though.
Well, I would like to do that, but I need somebody else to take a little ownership on this. I'm a little busy these days. I'm printing out the own emails. I'm reading them.
You're like
I can't even
finally got a job.
I can't even get. I can't get grip.
It's a hard transition, okay?
To print them out anymore.
Oh man!
All right.
Somebody else's message. How hard can it be?
Hey, Mr.
Dude, come on. I'm sorry. That was too easy.
You didn't get me. It's just here's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking there's people that are actually waiting for some content, and so I feel like I have to hurdle over you to get to it.
I'm not going to say anything else.
How many people are left on the live show? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's gone down 20
Oh,
since we
no,
started.
Matt, since you came
I came in,
The
it's gone down
banter
20?
of the last few minutes has lost us 20 people.
Wow.
All right,
blame
so
him.
let's.
I don't blame him.
You left too?
I'm emotionally, I'm gone.
20 chaff.
Can I tell you that this is now my new favorite email blast of all time?
Is it really?
It was so creative. It caught me so off guard. It's the Decision 08, and Debbie, who has worked in
That
Simply
was
Youth
awesome.
Ministry for 10 years, 12 years. She's dressed up like Palin.
We actually had her makeup done and hair done.
Oh my gosh,
That is
she looks
funny.
great.
It's brilliant, yeah.
It just is so funny. Now, if people are not on our email list, how could they go look at this? We put a link on our.
We'll have a link on the show notes.
It's funny. It is very, very funny.
Well done.
Am I allowed to look at it?
Nope.
You don't
Not
get.
even
You
Oh,
allowed.
you don't get it in your inbox?
You don't listen to the podcast every week.
No, I did not get Simply Youth Ministry. No, I didn't
Actually,
listen to my
somebody
junk
did
file.
tell me this week that they've tried to sign up 4 times and they can't get on.
That sucks.
Yep.
Bummer.
Wow.
Get a new email address.
It shows up in my junk file. Yeah, I have to drag it over. And it shows up in my junk file.
You're making Andy die right now.
You're only supposed
Think
to do
of
it
all
once
the
and it
product
doesn't
you
go
could
there
be
anymore.
selling.
Think of all the money that could be lining your
All right,
pockets.
let's jump into this.
Think of all the typos he's not catching.
Emily Bremer, Director of Children and Youth. She says, I saw you talking about the new Love Out Loud series on your podcast, 87. Wanted to let you know I just used that curriculum at a retreat this past weekend. We used it with our 11th to 12th grade students. It was wildly successful. Between the 6 different topics, each student was able to connect with at least one topic really well. The support CD made a breeze for me to prepare for the leader running the 11th to 12th grade. I didn't even know we had a support CD.
Andy wrote this email under an assumed name. I guarantee it. The product is so amazing.
That's awesome.
I cried when I opened the box.
And for that
Even though
leader
it
who
was
works
printed
another
wrong.
full-time job and still finds energy to give up weekend and camp with teens, it made teaching and facilitating small groups stress-free. That's what we like here at Simply Youth Ministry, is save you time, simplify your youth ministry. Thank you so much for for this fantastic resource. One particular student, incredibly silly and sarcastic 16-year-old boy, is wondering how he can get an autographed picture of Doug. Thank you for everything you do, your ministry, encouragement, resource, transparency. Here's
That's
the deal.
not silly. I have one under my pillow.
I'm be happy to sign it. Be happy to sign it. If you could take one. You could take one of your 6 that you take it every day. But here's the deal, Andy. I have got a bunch of, like last week, Matt, you weren't here last week, but a bunch remember when Andy left the room, we said, you can buy the $39 product for $19, put in Andy and a $. Well, the $sign didn't work.
That's what I heard.
And so a bunch of people got ticked off, and we did another promo code, and and like it was one guy, Josh Vaughn, says from Paradise, Pennsylvania, says there was a 15% discount on it. Did you not know what you were doing?
Worst timing ever. No, we were the creative on the newsletter was done 2 weeks in advance.
Oh, wow.
And so it was already done and loaded.
So they got it for $19 plus free shipping plus 15% off. Is that why you said you got killed on it?
Correct. Yeah, we sold about 60 of them.
60 of them from our podcast people. That's awesome.
Sometimes it hurts to expand the kingdom.
All right. This is from a person who wants their name left off the podcast, much like I want Matt off the podcast.
So we'll just call them Matt, for lack of a better name.
I'm at a church where I interned full-time for 2 years under a full-time youth pastor. Within the past 6 months, the full-time youth pastor quit, regarding what the senior pastor refers to as moral failure. The church cut all the pastor's hours to 30 hours and then hired me as the new youth guy. How can I go from doing an 80-hour-a-week job between myself and the other youth pastor to now doing it in 30 hours? What is the easiest, best things to cut to make the most of my time? Normally, I just work 40 hours and get paid for 30, but I also have another job to make up the difference, plus a new baby who I want to be there for, as well as my wife. The number of kids has not changed drastically, but it's just the finances that are struggling.
Interesting. Volunteers, that's the key. Expand your leadership, pour into them, pour into adults. And you can cut programs, and I think that's okay. You probably should cut some stuff. But the more that you pour into volunteers, the more your capacity will increase. So we've learned this the hard way, I think, this past year. Our team right now is very stretched, but as we add more and more partner with volunteers, the more we're able to get done and accomplish. So I would pour those 30 hours into volunteers.
If I was this anonymous person, I would have a quick conversation.
I was thinking that too.
With the senior pastor, the elder, or something like that, just to say, we have to change the expectations. Just from the very beginning, let's change the expectations. Everybody's stacking hands. We're going from 80-hour work week to a 30-hour work week. So with that change,
what would you like to see
let's
happen?
change the expectations, and why don't you help me prioritize what those values are, so that now you're not, because if you don't have that conversation, everybody's going to expect you to do the work of two people. It's just going to happen.
And the only thing I would add to that, because I like to add things, is that if you want to do some thinking beforehand on what you think the expectation should be, that way, you go in open-handed, saying, "Hey, what do you think?" And if there's, I don't, if they stop for a second because they haven't thought it through, at least you can say, well, here's some ideas that I have, bam. And that way you're not, just being super needy. You're being more proactive.
You're being a leader, too. I mean, let's be honest.
Right. Yeah.
A non-leader is just going to keep going, crush your marriage, not be there for your kid.
Yeah.
Just try to keep juggling that 80-hour thing. So this is being proactive, being a leader.
Totally.
Well, and it gives you an opportunity to be strategic about what you can accomplish well, and then say, here's some things that I might not be able to accomplish. Are there people that I need to raise up to do some of these things? Or do you, going to your senior pastor going, are there people that you have in mind that could help with these things? So it gives you an opportunity to be a little strategic about being in your gift set, too,
Could you also look for things that maybe the church is doing that you can partner with rather than have a student version of?
So be a little bit more efficient.
Exactly. So look and see, okay, we have discipleship classes for adults. Could we make those student-friendly and send students to those classes, or membership class for students versus member? Is there things that we're doing as a church that our students could go to rather than us having the student version of everything as well?
I think the reality...
Go ahead. Volunteers, though, too, because it's a lot easier to send a volunteer to a program that's already existing and say, take students with you.
Right. Rather than run and develop and teach a whole new thing.
Yep.
It's true.
It's good.
I think the reality is there's always going to be more needs than you'll be able to meet, no matter how much resources you have. If you're doing ministry and you're looking at people who are hurting, there's always going to be more need than you can meet. And I think that there's two reasons for that. at least that I've seen. One, you see more need than you can meet because what we already talked about, so you can empower other people. You know, hey, I can't do this over here, but it'd be great if you can. And that's huge. But I think the other reason why God lets that happen in our lives, that we can see the actual needs that we can't meet, is I think it helps us be humble to realize that we can't save the world, that God loves the world much more than we do. We have a limited role to play. And, you know, that's a good lesson no matter where you're at. Intern, 400 kids in your family, which is what I feel like these days, or, or been doing ministry for 100 years. I think it's good and healthy. It keeps you from developing the Messiah complex.
You've been learning some things on being humble?
No, not yet. We haven't really talked about humility.
I was going to say.
That's a whole lesson.
He also writes in here, I'd love to go to some sort of conference, PDYM, Simply Group, Catalyst, or something, to help recharge my batteries, but I just don't seem to have any time. And Kathy and I, we just did a marriage podcast, and one of the things we were talking about is vacation. Just this whole idea that people say they don't have time for vacation. I don't have time to get away. I don't have time for.
You don't have time not to vacation.
There you go. You don't have time not to go to a conference. So I think the myth is you got to, I don't have the time. I need to make the time. Yeah, right now in the podcast, Brazel's throwing up like screens that goes, National Youth Ministry Conference, February 27th.
He throws up things.
No, I have no idea.
If they go to editing graphics,
when they edit the live switch, it is so hot in here.
It's not that hot, really.
Really?
Pretty hot.
I mean, it's been a lot hotter.
Yeah, it's been hotter.
It's been hotter, but that still means it sucks now.
Sweat between your fat rolls. When don't you?
Thanks for that.
While he's swimming.
Let me just tell you about protecting when I'm swimming. Protecting
he doesn't use
days.
deodorant.
We're going to switch to offer 2 camps, 2 weeks of camp, and one of the weeks of camp conflicts with our vacation. And so I decided we're going to have to really rely on volunteers this year because I'm going to go on vacation.
Why don't you just change your vacation?
Yeah, you already have your vacation on.
Yeah, we do.
Why?
Where are you going on vacation?
We're going to, we're taking a huge road trip all over the country.
Again?
Yeah.
And that can't change?
You can't change the date
because by the time we get out, then we'd have student leadership, and when we get out of student leadership, we'd have time because camp, and then we get camp, and school starts again.
Right.
So we have to cut somewhere, and so I
3 weeks of summer.
Yeah, there's very, very little summer in a row.
Just skip student leadership.
Yeah, I hear it's real lame.
Hey!
Is that a conference?
PDYM student leadership?
Oh,
July
you didn't
10th
ask
to
me
the
to speak
13th?
last
Yeah,
year,
you
so
weren't
I don't
invited.
really-
That's right.
Exactly.
You weren't invited
Remember
this
that?
year either.
Oh, look at
I
that
wouldn't want to miss it.
heartlessness.
That's why
I
Matt
think my
was
name
just
was
invited
Lee.
yesterday to the National Youth Ministry
Well, that's
Conference.
funny. I haven't. No.
You have?
Well, we were going to do the live podcast. We just figured since you got impregnated there last year,
Back for more.
you'd be back.
No more kids, please.
Are you
No,
serious?
Misha's
Stop
probably-
it!
Misha's probably not
Just
coming.
right now.
Okay, but here's the deal.
Yeah.
We want you to teach a seminar while you're there.
I
And I
know,
was
I'm
thinking
so
maybe the live
excited.
audience could give some ideas of what they would
That
like
would be
Matt
awesome.
to teach for at the conference.
Great.
That'd be great. Yeah,
All right.
no, all
I would
seriousness
like to
aside,
know.
I'm excited. It'd be fun.
Okay.
Would you like to offer some suggestions
All
right now?
seriousness aside, all joking aside.
No, let's get to some questions. Matt, Doug, Matt, Josh, Matt, and Jana.
Great. That means they want me to respond 3
There you
times
go.
as much as you
I'm
do.
a 10. That's just the reality of what you do. I'm a 10-hour-a-week paid youth worker at my church and an exchange administrator. Doug, that's an email server for another.
I almost
Yeah.
lost it on the snowball.
It was really good because I read it and I went, an exchange administrator. What's that? Oh, Doug, it's an email server.
Yeah, it's what
Life
your
has been
email's
as
on.
busy here as it sounds like it's been for you guys. I just finished episode 82 and laughed my head off. Especially enjoyed listening to Josh talk about the Nano. Then there's talk about the new award for your podcast, so I'm attaching 2 images to this email for you. The first is a special one for Josh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
But the bad news is Doug didn't know how to print them.
I didn't know how to open them. Second,
Open!
Print, but okay.
no, it's a different form. In Outlook, I would have been fine.
What is he doing?
The
Webmail?
second,
Yeah, webmail.
this is the one that's taken me 88 episodes. This is 89th episodes. I've now printed emails twice.
Yeah, remember when these guys said, "Oh no, we'll take care of it
Yeah,
for
you
you."
can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Oh, you should see the hard time I got last week with my IT.
Yeah, but you got a hard
Just
time from IT. 'cause you
forward
gave
it
me
to
the
a
password.
Gmail account.
They won't, unless we set you up as a contractor, they won't let you have access to them.
I am a contractor.
Oh, snap.
Ah!
Yeah,
No, they don't
this
care.
is an awesome moment
Look,
right
yeah,
don't you
I-
realize
now. You
that
can't get an email account.
Tom and Joni ask his permission on stuff?
That's right. That's right. They said, should we call it group
Look at this.
magazine
I'm
or
being a
group
bad
magazine?
leader right now. Someone's calling me and I'm
Oh,
not
Tom
answering.
and Joni are calling you actually right now.
Just want you to know that.
The second is a
Tom
word
and
I'm
Joni.
working on getting put in our newsletter and our website. I'll let you know if
Say
they let
Tom
me.
and
Your
Joni.
podcast keeps me upbeat. Your books have inspired me, and it keeps Andy in spandex.
What?
If friends
Yeah.
are a blessing from God, then I truly feel like I'm blessed to have you in my life. And
Why did you say
thankful for
if?
this.
Wow. So we're award winning
Nice.
from
Let's
a
go
major
on a cruise
magazine.
together, you guys.
That's good. Jan had funny 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you're done now. Check out the
Yeah.
fun.
And maybe the guy that's doing our intro song, maybe he could capture those 2 funny comments you said for next week's
They'll be
intro.
the same on each of our 10 entries.
Yeah.
This is from Michael. I was an avid listener, but I've recently stopped listening because of Matt.
Advid's a video editing system.
My heart burns for this generation, but ever since our church merged with another church and we've moved to where God was sending us, we have not been able to be involved in youth ministry at all. It's really hard because it's my passion. I'm unable to participate in any way. The youth pastor here has blocked us from volunteering. I just want to put myself out there and ask for prayer. It's really hard that I'm in need of direction and strength from God. He actually didn't say the part about me. I just
Well,
looked at
thank
it. Michael, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on our show notes. What do we call that, Andy? And people are going to pray for you. All right? And
I'd say
also,
you-
I would ask the question why you're being blocked.
Yeah, I would too.
I would just defame his character.
Yes, you would.
No, you don't have to defame it. I'm sure there's plenty of bad things.
You pastors are gold. Blocking.
That's crazy.
This is
Come
from
here, come here.
Andy
It's like
Disher.
Barracuda.
Andy Disher, Kingsville, Ontario.
written
Says, I've just got into my office this morning, quickly looked for the weekly podcast, Where Have You Been? Was happy to see all of you there, well, except Matt, of course. I was saddened to hear that for those who will be registering for the National Youth Ministry Conference, they can put in a promo code and try to win dinner with you guys. Did you know about this, Miguel?
Ruth
Oh,
Chris.
yeah.
Ruth Chris in
Uh-huh.
Columbus. The 4 of us.
Do they have one?
If it's not Ruth Chris, it's going to be something
Fleming's.
They will have
Morton's.
steaks.
Shula's,
We're going
Morton's,
to find
all
some
stuff.
place that's nice.
Yeah.
What,
So
what's
somebody's
wrong with you
gonna.
right
We're
now?
going to go out to. You're the one that said Ruth Chris.
Your idea.
I
Yes.
don't think I said Bruce Chris.
No,
I said
you-
a nice steak experience.
No, you said
nice
Ruth
steak
Chris.
experience
Let's play
is-
this back.
Wait, in case you guys didn't
Like-
hear him, under his breath he said, it's so expensive. It's so expensive.
Dude, we could go to Del Taco. It'd be awesome.
It would.
still be
And
fun.
I was
But-
actually, Matt,
but-
last week I didn't say.
I mean, I'm
you know,
the food
Mr.
snob.
Outback kicked
I would
in
have
and
been- I've
said,
done Outback.
You know, how about Ruth's? And Andy said, okay. So that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Peer pressure right there.
He
You should
says,
feel pressure. That's your
he
job.
says, what if you've already registered? I registered and got the early bird deadline ready to rock. and my
Well,
name
then
be
you're
placed-
You've already got
you're
your
in
discount.
trouble. Yeah, you got nothing.
No, I think my feeling
Oh,
is
boy,
give him
grandfather.
2.
No way.
Yeah,
it's a
and-
promotion to
What?
get new people signed up.
It's not a promotion. It's part of our cruise
Oh.
idea. It's to spend time with our peeps. So, Andy, here's what I'm thinking.
I don't
Anybody
I
that
think you can say
sends you an
peeps
email.
anymore.
Oh, if you
Sure
can
you
say
can.
snap
When did I say snap?
Oh, snap.
about 2
That's
minutes
funny.
ago.
You peeps are funny.
I said, oh, snap?
I didn't hear you say snap. Really?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'd like to play it back.
Let's
So
Should
we're
we
on
bring
this
back
Chris,
Bob?
and this guy's out.
You and Josh already owe me Outback. So
Let's go.
Ooh, we bet something yesterday. What did we bet?
no, we didn't bet because you didn't want to bet. And
Oh,
I said
no,
you
I
already
want to.
owe me. I said
I
you
want to
already owe
bet.
me from the podcast.
No, I want to bet. Oh, it was about 1 Minute Manager. I'll totally want to bet.
I don't want to bet right now.
Oh,
I'm trying to focus.
Oh.
So, Andy,
8
here's
people
my
watching
thinking.
The show. Go ahead and bet.
Andy,
Yeah, what's our live show now? 10?
7.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Anybody
Yeah.
who signed up for the early bird that
snap.
that
They're all
listens to the podcast, that sends you an
No
email,
problem.
Yeah,
Give
they
them
deserve
2.
it if they do all
You
that.
get 2 entries?
they get 2 entries. If they're early bird, they already hit the early bird. Absolutely.
Well, these guys are all hitting the early bird too. So the early bird ends in 4 days.
okay, never mind.
Let's do something ridiculous
All that
like they have
for
to
a
pay
never
for
mind?
appetizers.
But the guys,
If they email me, we'll still enter them into the same contest.
They get a free appetizer
okay,
at
same
Ruth's
contest.
Chris.
Our buddy Jason Underwood wrote in about the live show. He's looking forward, but again, he signed up for the conference before the promo code. So Jason, email.
Is Jason
Andy.
the mic man from last
He
year?
should be the mic man, yeah.
I think we give it to him again. Questions from the
We
live
told him
audience.
we would.
Yep. he's
Yeah,
in.
he was great.
Okay, you remember last week I signed that book
Yes.
for Barry Sharp and the whole bit?
I don't really miss that. Remember it?
He says, Doug and Gang, Barry Sharp, youth pastor, West Virginia. On episode 88, you let the cat out of the bag about signing me a book. And
Whoa.
Jana said that I was a truck driver. Well, for starters...
Wait, he's not an ice truck driver?
No, listen.
No,
Well, for starters, I want to let Jana know that I'm not a truck driver. I'm a bivocational youth worker, and I work for United States Postal Service.
Truck driver.
So he delivers mail. Second, the conference was for my wife. And I believe you gave the conference away to a truck driver at an earlier episode. So this is how the bit was supposed to play out. When Andy got me in touch with Cammie over a group, I told her the story about my senior pastor and how much he supports me and helps me out. Cammie sent my pastor a card with a gift certificate for me to use at the conference. Well, my pastor said that I need to buy him something at the conference and bring him back, and I told Cammie I want to play a joke on him and get him Doug's book, Speaking to Teenagers. So Cammie emailed you about the bit, and I think this is funnier than it planned out in my head. Anyway, thanks for the book. I believe it'll be useful for future sermons that I give. So here's my question. The message you prepare for the kids versus the message that you give to adults, are they one and the same? On third Sunday night of each month, I preach to the adults on a youth night where I plan the service. Just curious, because I saw on Twitter that you had to pitch it for Rick Warren due to an illness in his family. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Josh, thanks for a meal at Outback in advance. Can't wait to meet each of you in person at National
Those
Youth
postal
Ministry
workers that drive trucks are funny.
Yeah, any message I give to kids, I can easily turn that into a message that I give adults and vice versa.
And versa versa.
You just change the context.
Did you just burp?
No.
Yes.
I think he's been.
No,
Somebody's been. There's been a couple times where it's a rancid smell bomb that went off.
Seriously.
I think it's the heat.
You're sweating through osmosis. Not even sure what that means.
I liked it though.
Cameron Haig,
That's
you've been talking a lot about the conferences you're plugging lately. National
March
Youth Ministry
24th,
Conference and
27th.
PDYM, March 24th through the 27th. It says both of them.
Yes.
As I'm from Australia, Jen, I think this is all you. We're not,
no.
boys aren't even going to
Oh,
talk on
gosh.
this one, because you sleep with an Australian. I'm from Australian. What are some great tools, resources, talks, videos that I can get my hands on to feed me? There really isn't much in Australia, youth focused on a yearly basis. Your thoughts and suggestions would be widely welcomed, especially considering you're an award-winning podcast and all. But here's my question. Didn't we win the award before Jana came on?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
She's able to celebrate it.
Yeah.
We can bring Natalie back.
She's good.
Croydon
good
Hills.
enough.
Wait,
Vic?
but this-
He's in Vic. What's Vic?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Victoria, Australia.
Yeah. But do they want resources for themselves or for their youth ministry?
What are
'Cause
some
that-
great tools,
to
resources
feed me?
that I can get my hands on to feed me? Yeah, so you can't go to our conference. Too expensive to fly over here.
Yeah. There's a conference there though that we try and have a presence at every other year when you want to go, Doug.
When is it? What is
It's
it?
like they just had it, I think. Yeah.
Josh went last year.
Josh
it's
went
fun.
last year. You're invited next year, but you said no.
I did.
Yeah, I actually
Josh
don't.
didn't want to go again in my place.
I will totally go.
I actually don't know very much about youth ministry there.
Do
as
we
far
not
as
have any
resources.
PDYM folks on our website that are from Australia?
Not right now.
No?
I don't think we do because the two people we knew
Yeah.
are not in youth ministry.
Could you go to purposedriven.com?
That doesn't mean they can't still help.
But
Find
you,
some people in contact. with
No.
them, too? No.
probably
This is
not.
the second time this
But you
guy's called
could
me.
email me, and I would connect you with some friends in Australia for sure.
There you go.
All right.
How do you email Jana?
How do you email Janet?
Send it to Andy, and he'll send it to me.
Andy at simplynews.com.
Squawk.
Subject
Is
Jana.
it Andy or B? Andy. Andy. Andy at Simply.
Andy B.
No, you should care.
You don't want people to know it's.
My name is Andy Notice. I'm the pastor of student ministries at the Bridge in Markham, Ontario. Here's my question. In a recent staff meeting, my pastor asked that I try to increase the profile of student ministry during our Sunday morning services. Our children's ministry gets lots of exposure with our Christmas and VBS presentations, and anytime they need to up the adorable factor. However, my senior high kids don't look very cute in sheep's clothing or dressed up like
Yes,
angels.
they do.
And I'd be a little scared to show footage of what we did during our last all-nighter, mainly because the janitor would figure out it was me. So any ideas or suggestions? I figure since Matt used to be a youth worker and is now the future of the church, he might have some truth to throw my way. Maybe Josh has a hidden blog somewhere, and Andy could just sell me something that might work, but only as long as Doug can provide a promo code for my troubles. Man, it's really hard to do youth ministry in Canada, Jane.
Perfect.
Well played. Everybody gets a bit.
That was funny.
I just added that.
Oh, shoot.
Shouldn't have told you.
Jenna.
No.
Jenna's the
Thanks,
go-to
really
on
appreciate
that.
what you guys do week in and week out, encouraging us, making us laugh. It's sweet balm to a weary soul.
Wish Natalie was still there.
So what does he do to get more exposure?
That's great. Great question. Well, I think after you go on a mission trip, you put a video to the whole congregation that highlights the mission trip. I think you can do a team Christmas program. It could be very powerful and moving. Not live nativity, but a compelling story with music and,
Like-
One week you replace all the greeters with students.
Yeah.
This
Even
weekend,
this
our
weekend in
student
church.
band's
Sure.
going to be in our adult church service, and they're going to lead
Yeah.
the singing.
We have one of the high school staff who's doing the welcome, the greeting, and have a worship leader and music leaders up there, choir students.
Teenagers, he's right in that teenagers are not as cute when they're up there singing or wearing a sheep costume. I almost said bear costume. Sheep costume.
Really obscure translation to find the bear.
But the reality is
Go
that
on
you
up,
get
you
a
bald head.
teenager up there, and
dang it! You're good.
You
Just
get
as
chapter.
Lanny
What
Danahoe
chapter?
2 Kings
Not true.
21.
I just knew it was on the back of Lanny
You
Donahoe's
get
shirt.
you get a teenager up there sharing something about his or her life, and that's a win. I mean, that's exposure. Here's how the youth ministry has helped me, or I went on this
Yeah, a little
retreat.
testimony.
Testimony is your easiest form. Everybody's going to be paying attention. They don't want to hear another sermon anyway. And so you get all of a sudden a junior high or high school kid talking about what God's doing in their life would be awesome. And in addition to letting them usher 1 week and the whole bit, I think it's easy to.
I think we should also just celebrate for a minute the fact that the adult services want student involvement.
Yeah.
I think that is a big deal. So,
By the way, the students ushering is something that once someone asked that question, we were on the road, and that's what you offered.
Yeah.
It's behind like a steel trap. I need to go. I'm sorry.
All right.
No,
I'm quite a bit late.
You're not sorry.
I'm not sorry, but I do
goodness.
have to go.
Don't say sorry.
Okay.
Where do you have to go
Last
to?
question. Last
Okay.
question. Then we go because I got to go to.
Where do you
this
gotta
is
go
from
to?
Mike Break.
Can't
And let's go down as this is the all-time most
Greatest?
interrupted
Yeah.
Matt McGill.
No. This is
Yeah.
not the most
This is
interrupted.
Most interrupted.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just side
I meant all the way
comments.
around though, not just Matt. Matt's pretty bad. It's been a bad show.
A lot of, I don't think it's been a bad show. I think the first 20 minutes were really, really funny, and then Matt's just pretty much tanked it.
Okay.
This is Mike Brake, Los Alamos, New Mexico. Do your leaders for small groups also attend? I'm going to sit in between you two next week. That's what it is.
I didn't say anything.
the entire show.
I haven't said a single thing.
Matt gets the shoulder tap. I get a little.
Do your leaders for
semi-permanent
student
tattoo.
small groups also attend a small group for adults? What about you guys? Do you attend an adult small group during the week?
This is small group right here.
Right here. Bum, bum, bum. He leads a small group.
Seriously.
And that's Jana's
40
third funny comment. You both are winners today, Matt.
Congratulations.
Didn't you guys like each other in junior high? My wife, myself, and a few
You get to test the
volunteers.
news Twitter. It's awesome.
Who's?
One more.
Chalk it up to interruptions counter right there.
Oh gosh.
All right. We'll start with that question next week.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Sorry, guys.
Have a good week.
Start here. Podcast at simplyyouthministry.com. We may need to take a week off next week just to retool, refocus McGill.
This is what happens when you guys get started without me.
Oh,
you're
no,
off
this happens-
kilter.
This happens a lot.
You're off
You're here.
kilter,
I'm gonna study
and
that a little
You know
bit.
what? Watch the show last week. Just watch how
it's smooth flowing it was. Yeah.
Bye, Josh.
Josh, good luck on your